When Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker finally went public with their relationship, it felt like the entire pop culture world hit pause. No one saw this coming, not like this. The most private Kardashian sister, the one known for stepping away from the spotlight and rolling her eyes at Hollywood chaos, was suddenly front and center. And beside her stood Travis Barker, tattoo-covered, loud, raw, and unapologetically intense. A rock star whose edgy, rebellious image couldn't have been more different from the polished Kardashian brand. From the very beginning, their connection felt electric. The red carpet kisses that felt almost defiant, the affectionate moments during family dinners on The Kardashians, the spontaneous getaways that looked like scenes pulled straight from a movie. Their chemistry was undeniable, and the public couldn't look away. Social media buzzed non-stop. Magazines splashed them across covers. Fans crowned them one of Hollywood's most exciting couples almost overnight. Kourtney looked happier than she had in years. It felt like she had finally found someone who truly saw her, understood her, and loved her loudly. Someone who gave her the kind of love story people dream about, passionate, playful, and full of grand gestures. Their romance felt cinematic, filled with laughter, intensity, and moments that kept everyone watching closely. But as time went on, cracks began to appear. What once looked like a flawless fairy tale started revealing deeper layers. Subtle tensions surfaced beneath the glamorous photos and picture-perfect posts. The unstoppable love story began to feel more complicated, reminding everyone that even the most adored Hollywood couples face real challenges behind closed doors. At first, Travis Barker's spontaneous energy felt thrilling. It brought excitement and unpredictability to Kourtney's life, something entirely new for her. But over time, that same impulsiveness began to show another side. What once felt romantic and wild slowly started to test balance and stability. Kourtney had always valued calm, control, and boundaries. She was known as the most grounded Kardashian, the one who stepped back when things became too loud or too chaotic. But with Travis, stepping back wasn't easy. His energy filled every room. His drive never slowed. His affection, though genuine, reportedly left little space for stillness. Within weeks of going public, Travis made bold moves that stunned fans. He tattooed Kourtney's name on his chest, a permanent declaration of love that some saw as deeply romantic and others viewed as a red flag. He surprised her with last-minute trips, showered her with public affection, and never hesitated to express his feelings openly. It was fast, it was fiery, it was intense. To many, it looked like the ultimate dream romance. But as the excitement settled, questions began to surface. Could that level of passion become overwhelming? Could too much intensity blur the line between devotion and imbalance? Kourtney herself offered a rare glimpse behind the curtain when she reportedly said, "Travis has a big heart, but sometimes he's too impulsive." Those words changed everything. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about grand gestures and public displays of love. It became a reminder that even the most passionate relationships need boundaries, space, and emotional balance to survive. Then came the rumors. Whispers began circulating that Travis Barker might be cheating on Kourtney Kardashian, and while the headlines were shocking, the public reaction was muted. Not because people wanted it to be true, but because many weren't surprised. Some fans openly questioned whether Travis had ever truly wanted Kourtney in the first place, pointing back to old rumors and old patterns. Critics argued that Kourtney could have stayed with Scott Disick, the father of her children, instead of diving headfirst into a relationship that felt chaotic from the start. Others dismissed the rumors entirely, calling them gossip fueled by the internet's obsession with tearing couples apart. Still, the doubts lingered. Balancing patience with passion is never easy, especially when one partner lives life at full speed. Travis had spent years moving fast, creating loudly, and loving intensely. For Kourtney, that pace was both intoxicating and exhausting. What once looked like a fairy tale now felt layered with complexity. Fans who once celebrated Travis as the ultimate romantic began asking harder questions. Was his impulsiveness a sign of deep love, or a warning that finding balance would always be a struggle? But long before the red carpets, before the Italian wedding, and before the public debates, their story started quietly with friendship. Kourtney and Travis had been neighbors in Calabasas for years. Their families crossed paths often. They built familiarity, comfort, and mutual respect long before romance entered the picture. That foundation made their relationship feel more genuine than most Hollywood love stories. This wasn't a random Hollywood fling, it was years in the making. Travis didn't need Kardashian fame. He already had his own legacy, his own respect in the music world, and that independence was part of what drew Kourtney in. Their early bond felt grounded, almost ordinary by Hollywood standards. Church outings, family trips, quiet time away from the spotlight. Until the rumors became reality. By early 2021, speculation turned into confirmation. Kourtney Kardashian was dating Travis Barker, and when the reveal came, it wasn't subtle. A single black heart emoji, a hand resting on a thigh. One kiss was all it took to send the internet into chaos. The private Kardashian was suddenly the loudest headline in Hollywood. Travis's spontaneous nature was on full display from day one. Tattoos, PDA, declarations of love with zero hesitation. To Kourtney, after years of emotional uncertainty, his devotion felt reassuring, something she hadn't experienced before. Their romance exploded into a firestorm. They were inseparable, traveling constantly, posting relentlessly. One insider described it as a relationship where they didn't need air, only each other. But intensity has a cost. The whirlwind left little room for reflection or emotional pacing. Travis loved by diving in head first. Kourtney loved feeling chosen and seen. Together, they reshaped not just their lives, but the entire Kardashian dynamic. The PDA became their signature. Some fans loved it, others cringed. Even within the family, reactions were mixed. Kim once smirked on camera, "We get it, you're in love." Then came the weddings. Not one, not two, but three. Las Vegas, Santa Barbara, Italy. Each ceremony bigger and more dramatic than the last, styled like a gothic romance film, lavish, bold, unforgettable. While fans were dazzled, insiders quietly questioned whether everything was moving too fast. And the tension didn't stop there. Kourtney's relationship with Travis began affecting her relationship with her sisters, especially Kim. The Dolce & Gabbana controversy wasn't just about fashion. It was about timing, boundaries, and feeling overshadowed. Their argument on the Kardashians revealed real hurt, not manufactured drama. Kourtney felt her happiness was being minimized. Kim felt she was handling business. Khloe admitted everyone was walking on eggshells. Kendall observed quietly. Kylie stayed neutral. And at the center of it all stood Travis, loving loudly, moving fast, and unintentionally becoming the spark behind family tension. Kourtney's emotional confession said it all. "I feel like I'm happy, but my family can't stand it." What began as a love story turned into a cultural moment. Fans chose sides, hashtags trended, memes flooded the internet. Love, loyalty, and family collided in real time. So now the question remains, is Travis Barker the love story Kourtney always wanted, or the storm that changed everything? The cameras are still rolling, the spotlight hasn't dimmed, and the story is far from over. What do you think? As the relationship between Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker continued to unfold in the public eye, it became clear that this was never going to be a quiet love story. Their romance didn't just live in private moments, it existed under a microscope, amplified by cameras, headlines, and a fan base that analyzes every glance, every quote, and every shift in tone. What made their relationship so compelling wasn't just the passion, it was the contrast. Kourtney had spent years distancing herself from chaos, famously disengaging from family drama and choosing a slower, more intentional lifestyle. Travis, on the other hand, had built his entire identity on intensity. As the drummer of Blink-182, he lived loudly, emotionally, and without restraint. When those two worlds collided, sparks were inevitable, but so were growing pains. In the early days, the intensity felt intoxicating. Fans praised Travis for openly adoring Kourtney in a way her past partners never had. After After years of emotional uncertainty with Scott Disick, Travis's devotion looked like a breath of fresh air. He showed up, he committed fast, he wasn't afraid to make bold declarations of love. But over time, some viewers began to notice that devotion and dominance can sometimes look similar from the outside. The constant togetherness, the non-stop PDA, the way Travis's presence seemed to consume every scene. What once looked romantic slowly began to raise questions. Was Kourtney truly thriving, or was she being pulled into a relationship that left little room for her individuality? These questions intensified as the family dynamic shifted. On The Kardashians, viewers watched tension build between Kourtney and Kim Kardashian. What started as subtle discomfort turned into open conflict, especially during the Dolce & Gabbana collaboration controversy. For Kourtney, the issue wasn't fashion, it was emotional ownership. She felt her wedding aesthetic, her moment, and her happiness were being treated as expendable. Kim, operating from a business-first mindset, didn't see it that way. To her, opportunities don't wait for emotional timing. That clash exposed a deeper divide, not just between sisters, but between lifestyles. Kourtney had chosen love and retreat. Kim had chosen ambition and expansion. Travis, unintentionally or not, became the symbol of that divide. Meanwhile, rumors continued to swirl outside the show. Speculation about Travis's loyalties spread quickly online. Old interviews resurfaced, past relationships were dissected. Fans questioned whether his intense love style could coexist with long-term stability. And while no confirmed proof emerged, the conversation itself revealed something important. Public trust in the relationship was no longer absolute. For some fans, this wasn't about cheating rumors at all. It was about pattern recognition. Travis Barker has always lived in extremes. When he loves loudly. When he commits fast. But intensity without balance can be exhausting, especially for someone like Kourtney, who has openly said she values peace, routine, and emotional safety. That doesn't mean the love isn't real, it means the relationship exists at the intersection of passion and pressure, where real emotions collide with public expectations. And unlike most couples, Kourtney and Travis don't get to navigate those challenges privately. Every disagreement becomes content, every silence becomes speculation, every shift becomes a headline. And yet, despite all of it, Kourtney continues to choose Travis. She chooses him in moments of vulnerability, in tearful confessions, in standing her ground against her family. That choice suggests something deeper than infatuation. It suggests intention, even if that intention comes with consequences. The question fans keep circling back to is simple but heavy. Can love this intense coexist with long-term peace? Because love alone isn't enough. It needs space, it needs balance, it needs room for both people to exist fully, not just as a unit, but as individuals. And right now, the world is watching to see whether Kourtney Kardashian can hold on to her happiness without losing herself or her family in the process. When you step back and look at the full picture, the story of Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker is not just about romance, it's about transformation, identity, and the cost of choosing a different path inside a family and a world that thrives on predictability. For years, Kourtney was labeled the calm one, the sister who rolled her eyes, disengaged, and quietly questioned the non-stop grind of fame, branding, and constant performance. She was often criticized for not working enough, for wanting a slower life, for choosing boundaries over business. And then Travis entered her life, and suddenly everything shifted. With Travis, Kourtney didn't retreat from the spotlight. She stepped directly into it, but on her own terms. Louder, bolder, more emotionally exposed than ever before. The woman who once avoided PDA was now unapologetic about affection. The sister who resisted spectacle was suddenly part of it. To some, this looked like growth. To others, it looked like contradiction. But to Kourtney, it may have felt like freedom. And that's where the tension truly begins. Because when one person in a tightly structured family system changes, the entire system feels it. Kourtney's happiness didn't exist in a vacuum. It disrupted routines. It challenged expectations. It forced uncomfortable conversations, especially with Kim Kardashian, whose identity is deeply tied to timing, strategy, and brand control. The conflict viewers saw on the Kardashians wasn't really about fashion deals or aesthetics. It was about values, about whether personal happiness should ever take priority over the family machine, about whether choosing love over alignment is selfish or brave. Travis Barker, intentionally or not, became the lightning rod for that conflict. His love language is intensity, grand gestures, total immersion. And while that kind of love can feel intoxicating, it can also feel overwhelming, especially for someone who spent years craving calm. The same passion that drew Kourtney in is the same force that fans now question. Is it sustainable? Is it balanced? Does it allow room for individuality, silence, and growth? Those questions don't mean the love is fake. It means the love is human. What makes this story resonate isn't perfection, it's discomfort. It's the visible friction between passion and peace, between loyalty to self and loyalty to family. It's watching a woman choose something that fulfills her emotionally, even when it complicates everything else. And then there are the rumors. Whether true or not, speculation about Travis's faithfulness reveals a deeper truth about public trust. Once a relationship becomes larger than the people inside it, the audience feels entitled to judge, predict, and assume. Every silence becomes suspicious. Every shift becomes a theory. And in that environment, even the strongest relationships are tested, not just by reality, but by perception. Still, Kourtney remains. She stays committed. She defends her choices. She continues to prioritize her marriage, even when it costs her comfort within her family. That persistence suggests something important. This is not a phase. It's not rebellion. It's not impulse. It's a decision. But decisions have consequences. The real question isn't whether Travis and Kourtney love each other, it's whether love, in its most intense form, can coexist with long-term harmony, internally and externally. Can passion settle into peace? And boundaries be rebuilt after being broken? Can a family built on shared ambition accept a member who chooses fulfillment over expansion? And maybe the hardest question of all, does happiness always have to look the same to be valid? Kourtney's story challenges the idea that success must follow one blueprint, that love must be quiet to be stable, that intensity automatically equals instability. It forces viewers to sit with ambiguity, to accept that something can be real and messy at the same time. And that's why people can't stop watching, because this isn't just celebrity drama, it's a mirror. Many people see themselves in Kourtney, wanting to choose love, peace, or authenticity, even when it disrupts expectations. Others see themselves in Kim, protecting structure, legacy, and long-term vision. Neither side is entirely wrong. That's what makes the conflict so powerful. Travis Barker may be the spark, the storm, or simply the catalyst, but the story was already waiting to unfold. So where does this leave us? With no clean answers, no perfect villains, no perfect heroes, only people navigating love under impossible scrutiny. And maybe that's the most honest ending of all. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Kourtney finally found the love she always deserved, even if it came with chaos? Or do you think the intensity of this relationship has created fractures that may never fully heal? Is Travis Barker a soulmate or a test? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of pop culture's most complex love stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown. Because in Hollywood, and especially in the Kardashian world, the story never really